This is the Hiace Commuter Deluxe. It is the cheapest variant of the Hiace. It is also the variant with the most number of seats. Is it worth its 1.59 million peso price tag? Let's find out. This is the 2019 Hiace Commuter Deluxe. You can see a couple of markings on this unit. UV Express, school service, ambulance. The base model Hiace is one of the most popular vans in commercial transportation, so this unit will probably end up wearing one of these markings. Like said previously, this is the cheapest variant of the Hiace. It is stripped down to the bare minimum. If you're looking for a nice interior, you won't get that here. I suggest that you look at the GL trim instead. But if you're in the transport business, or if you're a private owner, and you absolutely must have 15 seats, this vehicle is for you. You probably know this already if you've seen other reviews, but in case you haven't, the Hiace has a nose now. They moved the engine to the front. On the previous generation, it was underneath the front seat. That is a good thing because you get crumple zones now. On the previous model, your knees and your face were the crumple zones. Moving the engine to the front also frees up more space in the interior. Also, the front wheels have been moved forward. On the previous model, they were right underneath the driver. On this model, they're in front of the dashboard. That changes the driving characteristics of the vehicle a little bit. Instead of being more bus-like, it is now more SUV-like. The new Hiace is also longer and wider than the previous model. It is up to 2 feet longer and a foot wider. The exterior of the Hiace is shaped to maximize interior space. The cross-section is literally a square. Having sides that are completely upright means that very little space is wasted. On the outside, you can easily tell the Commuter Deluxe and the GL apart. On the Commuter Deluxe, the bumpers are flat black. The grills are body colored. The door openers are flat black. There's a lot of cost cutting going on around the vehicle. Aside from the unpainted bumpers, it also doesn't have fender liners. Even the badges have received the cost cutting treatment. They're just stickers instead of embossed lettering. It also gets 16-inch steel wheels with hubcaps instead of the mag wheels on the GL. The Commuter Deluxe will be powered by a 2.8-liter diesel engine, the same displacement as the GL, but the Commuter Deluxe will have slightly more power at 176 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. Okay, the steering wheel is made of plastic. There are no controls for the stereo. Everything's made of hard plastic actually. There are 3 cup holders on the dashboard. One over here, another one over here, and then another one over there. There's a 12-volt outlet over here, and another one down here. Over here are your aircon controls. The controls for the rear aircon are also here. There is a standard 2-din head unit. No fancy LCDs here. Just a regular stereo. And then power windows, power side mirrors, which are power folding.
You can fit 3 people here at the front with this armrest up. If you pull it down, you have 2 cup holders and a tray. Headroom is pretty generous. I have plenty of headroom here. This is a manual transmission. The throws are pretty long, as you'd expect. The clutch feels easy to push.
The Commuter Deluxe is a 15-seater. It has 4 rows of seats. The first row can accommodate 3 people, including the driver. And all the other rows can accommodate 4 people each. If you've ever been inside the UV Express, you'd know that this won't just be a 15-seater. It's possible to cram 17 people inside the vehicle, 4 at the front, and the second row is wide enough to accommodate 1 extra passenger. UV Express. They usually don't care if you're comfortable, as long as you can breathe. On the GL, the seats are a mixture of leatherette and fabric. On the Commuter Deluxe, it's all fabric. The USB ports have also been deleted. Also, as part of the cost-cutting theme, you can see bare metal inside the vehicle. I thought it'd be tight in here, but space is surprisingly good. Legroom is very good, and the headroom is decent for all 3 rows. Also, there's actually enough space to get to the 3rd row without folding the 2nd row seats. There are blowers at the 2nd row. It doesn't cool the air, it just sucks air from the front and blows it towards the back. The blower controls are at the front. Space at the 3rd and 4th row are also good. Although because there's a gap between the left and right seats, they won't be able to cram 5 people in here, unlike the 2nd row. I can't really take points away from it for being stripped down, because that's what the market wants. All the UV Express units that you see are base models. We may all debate about whether it's worth 1.5 million pesos, but 1.5 million is about the same price as last year's model, and last year's model sold like pancakes. What matters in this market is dependability. When you use a vehicle for public transport and you cover several hundred kilometers every day, dependability is the most important consideration. And Toyota, with its Hiace line, has a proven track record when it comes to dependability.